All right, mate.
Hello, mate. All right.
I'm not bad. How are you?
You know, so-so, my friend, so-so.
How are you sleeping?
Not really that well.
Me neither, actually. Should we tell the good people why? No.
Come on, Peter. Let's just do it.
It's heartening to see so many strange new faces here today. I know my mom would be very touched and probably a little suspicious.
What are you going to do now? Do you want to sit on my knee?
So, Jack, we went and watched Hereditary 2018. What do you think?
You know what? I'm going to start off by... You know what? I'm going to start off by saying the obvious. 15 certificate.
Oh, yeah?
No, not a chance. It'd
be-
mess a 15-year-old kid up. I'm 24 now.
Oh, yeah?
I had to think about that then. And it's you know, it's messed me up a little bit watching it. So God knows what I did to a 15-year-old. It's ridiculous.
It is a little scary.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not a great fan of horrors, to be honest. And we were putting this off for quite a while, weren't we?
You were?
Okay, I was. Because I just don't like horrors. Like, it's like quite scared. But this was fantastic.
It's a good film.
I thought it was brilliant.
It is a horror film that relies on being creepy and lingering and actually scares you in a mental way that lasts, as opposed to a "oh my god"
Yeah.
kind of scare.
Yeah, it definitely sticks with you.
Which is a lot better, because half the horror films nowadays are just slasher films where you walk in, a load of people die or something, and then you walk out and it's like, eh. Whereas this is like,
This is like I live on my own, and like I have to turn a light on, run to another room, turn that on, then run back and turn that off,
that seems counterproductive.
just so there's some light.
Well, that's weird.
It's
Anyway,
not weird. That's how scary this film is. That's how much it sticks with you. I'm
good.
starting to get over it, but it's still there.
it's good because
I'm not like a wimp or anything.
if you've seen the trailers, you'll be thinking, what the hell is this? And when you watch it, you might still be thinking that, because for once the trailer doesn't spoil everything.
Doesn't, and I credit to him for that.
Real good trailer.
Yeah, brilliant trailer. There was a lot of things in this film. We won't go into spoilers just yet, but my jaw was like down by my foot.
Yeah, this film is not what you expect in any way, I'd say. It's just good. It's good. The story is
No.
a family. No, it's a dysfunctional family who suffer the loss of a grandma, and it's how they deal with that grief.
Yeah,
And is there more to it than it seems?
Go and
knows?
watch it to find out.
Who knows? So I want to start by saying the director, Ari Aster?
I don't know, I'm looking at your notes because I can't read your writing.
Ari Aster, yes. The director. He's also the writer. This is a bloody good looking film.
Absolutely nailed it. He smashed it at the park.
I really like the way every film is framed. Every scene.
It's different.
It is, yeah.
It's completely different.
Well, it's because he either it's off centre or it's perfectly centre,
Yeah.
and it works really well.
It's not like,
The opening shot for me was the best shot of the film.
yeah. The opening shot. You noticed some of the stuff in there that I didn't, to be fair.
About
But
what?
you noticed there was like a house inside of a house.
Yes.
In the top right. I didn't actually notice that. But.
There is... you may have seen in the trailers, there's a few miniature replicas of the actual house, but they're down to the exquisite detail where we pan off in the first room, and as we pan across, it pans past the miniature of this room, which in that mini room has mini miniatures. It's like, whoa, Inception.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when you look at the telly and it's looking at the telly and it's looking at the telly.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I think there's a lot of Inception moments in this film. I think there's a lot of there's a few nods in there.
Yeah, possibly. But overall, I thought cinematography, some of the angles are great.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, especially the kitchen scene.
Yeah, that's what you read my mind then. That was one of my favourite scenes where, you know, they're all sort of sitting around having a sort of a dinner, you know, as families do. But it's not like, here's the table, everyone's sitting around, everyone's eating. Do you know what I mean?
They're off in the corner.
They're off there. You know, the shot's this wide, and they're just there. And I think that's different.
It's because
I've never sort of seen that.
But then she walks off and turns around and chats, and it never cuts away.
Yeah.
Most of these scenes,
it's
which
like,
I think
your face. Do you know what I mean? Which I don't like.
Yeah, which I think adds the intensity. I think it's very intense when it doesn't look away. I think most films would want to chop to different angles to try and break it up a bit, but this is like, this is what you're looking at, and you are looking at it whether you like it or not.
That's the scene. We'll just watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
My mother was a very secretive and private woman.
In most of them as well, there's bits and pieces in the background that you may or may not notice, which it's just good. The stuff, yeah.
If you go and watch it, look at everything. Look around the whole screen.
Yeah.
Because there's a few points where
I feel like everything in every scene is put there for a reason.
Because there could be a scene, there could be a shot that's lasted, I don't know, 3 or 4 seconds, and then I've realised something else is in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
very subtle.
Yeah, but that's what makes it scary, I think.
Yeah.
It's Grandma. You know you were her favorite, right? Even when you were a little baby, she wouldn't let me feed you because she needed to feed you.
There's another shot that I want to talk about while we're on cinematography, and it's where it does it a few times in this film where like it's like the house that they live in, and it's like real panned out, and it'll be like night time.
Oh, and it'll shift.
And it'll go, and it'll be daytime.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of times where Peter, who's one of the kids, he'll be sitting round, and then it'll go, and he's at school in his desk.
And it's the same shot.
And he's doing exactly the same thing, just all his surroundings. I think it's brilliant. It's class how they've done it.
The editing.
Yeah.
Smart editing. Acting, Toni Collette as the mom, incredible.
She deserves an Oscar.
Incredible. There are a few moments in there where if you gave it to a lesser actress, could have been real cheesy or real bad, but it just felt real.
Everything fits with these. Not even her. Even Millie Shapiro.
The girl.
Yeah. Who plays Charlie. She's brilliant. Everything fits. The face fits the character. You know, the mum, her face fits the character. I don't know if
she looks haggard and worn out.
And it's exactly how it should look.
She's meant
the
to
mum's
be
just
haggard
died, and she's got a few issues going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The only one I'd say is a bit strange. The son, Alex Wolff, plays Peter. He doesn't look Caucasian.
No, this is the thing. Yeah.
He's a great actor, but the trouble is, I was constantly thinking through the film, because it's so smart, I was thinking, is his dad someone else?
Have they sort of adopted him or something?
Yeah, but it's not. You've just got to
roll with it.
Which is fine, because he's great.
She was a very difficult woman, which maybe explains me.
Gabriel
Bryan. Great.
He does a great job of keeping it normal.
Just being a dad.
Yeah.
I really liked him.
He was the only normal one there, really, wasn't he?
I really
sort of kept it on a level.
I really liked.
Stopped it from going, what? You know what I mean?
But that family dynamic was great, because they all act really well, because it's realistic dialogue. Everyone talks normally.
Yeah.
The guys at school talk normally. The mom, when she's having a go at the son, sounds like
a mom having a go at the son.
Yeah. I was like, Oh, I've heard that a few times. You know what I mean?
And even like,
And the way the dad reacted was kind of like, oh, I don't want to say anything, but pack it in.
And even when she sees her mum, and she turns the light on and she's gone, and she goes back to her husband and she's like, oh, I just scared myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and he's like, oh, you know what I mean? Just sort of that sort of dialogue was
realistic.
Was nice. But yeah.
Yeah, acting. That's about it. There's about 2 other people in it.
That's what I like as well. It's nice and compact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've got the family, you've got a couple of other characters, but that's it.
Yep. And they're all great. Everyone's great.
I recognize you from your mother.
What?
Music, there isn't very much. Sound is great.
Sound is great. Music, non-existent.
Well, because sound
But it doesn't need to be.
Pretty non-existent.
There doesn't need to be any music because there is like there's sounds in there which like I was literally on the edge of my seat through most of this film because of the sound.
I don't know. I think it's lack of sound though, isn't it? It gets quiet and you're thinking, and you start and like the shots stay and it sounds quiet and it gets you on the edge of your seat because you're trying to listen for something, for anything.
You feel your heart just getting faster and you're thinking, oh no, what's going on?
The only thing is, do not go and see this if you think there are going to be anyone, a 15-year-old, that shouldn't be in this, because we had some right noisy people and it ruined it for us.
It let the film down, it's such a shame.
Yeah.
And there was about a group of 10, 15-year-olds sitting next to me as well. You were this side, that was this side. And it's just like, they just spoil it.
Because this film needs to be a quiet cinema.
Yeah. You go back to a quiet place, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Sometimes I swear I can feel them in the room.
Set design, great. They've just got normal cars. They're like driving around in Volvos. It looks like a lived-in house.
Yeah. It doesn't look like, you know, sort of spooky, you know, ooh, look at the spooky house. Yeah.
It doesn't look like there's going to be a horror film.
And it's even the little things where like the mum's like, take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And it's like, it's obviously just a normal house.
Yeah. It grounds it in reality to where you think, this is a normal family. I like that.
Nice
I like
touch.
the dog as well.
And me. Should we talk about some bad points about the film?
What, have you got some bad points?
I've got one little nitpick.
Go on then.
One. And maybe it's a movie mistake, maybe it's not.
What?
But there's a scene where they all sort of wake up.
Oh.
And the clock next to them says 1:45.
Yes.
Now you'd imagine that's 1:55 in the morning. So it'd be pitch black.
Yes.
And the windows, lights beaming through.
That's the one nitpick I had. Every time there's meant to be a scene at night,
there's light from somewhere.
It's the strongest moon known to man.
Yeah.
Or something's going on. It beaming bright light. Like, it doesn't look dark ever, does it?
No.
I mean, it looks like a normal house, just if you've got spotlights on 24/7 outside.
But I just couldn't really get it. I mean, I was sitting there thinking, what is it, in the afternoon? Like, what are these people doing in bed at 1:45?
Yeah, every time she wakes the husband up, he's like, ugh. And it looks like midday.
Yeah. Get up, you lazy git.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get up!
Spoilers. Right, plot twist.
Dies, man!
Yeah, she gets her head smashed off. Who would have thought that?
I did see. Going back to the trailer, like we said earlier, they did not even give an inkling that was going to happen.
I thought she was going to be the main point.
She was going to be the main point. That's what the trailer made it look like. She was going to be in it to the end. You know, you were going to follow her throughout the whole film, and she's not even an hour in.
No, it's about a third of the way through. She gets her head not even just killed.
Brutal. Dying.
Brutal. I did not think, when I saw it was a 15 and I saw she died, I was like, oh man, that's horrendous, but you don't see anything. But then they go and show the head on the floor.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, that's a horrendous image. Horrendous.
But leading on to story a little bit.
I mean, what a twist.
But it wasn't just like a chance. Like, all that was set up.
Oh, everything in this film's set up.
Which is what makes it so good.
It's smart, yeah.
And so smart, yeah.
Apart from the fact that when she gets her head knocked off, it's on the post. But how did they know she was going to hit that post? That's the only thing.
Because they set it up.
How?
Did they put something in the road?
Yeah, but how do they know she was going to have her head out the window? How often do you drive down the motorway with your head out the window?
Because they made her eat nuts.
They didn't make her eat nuts. She just ate nuts accidentally because he wasn't taking any notice of her.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It's a bit of a coincidence, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
If they've got the power to make her eat nuts, to then drive down the highway to speed, to then swerve, not crash, and knock his sister's head off, they're set. They're pretty powerful as it is. Surely there's a more convenient way than to behead a girl than smashing her head off a lamppost.
That is very true.
Once that happened, I was like, I have no idea where this film is going.
And you know what I really liked? In a non-sinister kind of way?
What?
Peter went, and the shot where he just happens, and there's just a still of him.
Oh, yeah. In shock.
Oh, that's brilliant, that is.
Great. Yeah.
And when he gets home, and he doesn't do it, he leaves her in the car.
Yeah.
And he'll goes and gets in bed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that was a good choice. Because it could either gone two ways there. You could either put him into bed, like he was in super shock, like he didn't know what to do, which is what they did. Or he could go running into his mum and go, oh my God, I've just killed Charlie. And I think they picked the right one.
Well, because it works in the context of the story, that when you find out the mom had tried to kill them, they've had a messed up childhood. That was what I liked, and that was what I disliked. The fact that I thought, as in the title, Hereditary, I thought this film...
Yeah.
Thriller.
You tell me. You were going, that's what I liked and disliked. Sorry.
I thought it was about mental illness.
It definitely had essences of that.
Well, because it's called Hereditary, and when she's sleepwalking and possibly set her kids on fire, and then I thought she was losing her mind, and then Peter starts seeing things, and the way he acted when his sister died, I thought, oh, okay, this family is just obviously got a lot of grief, and they're just losing their mind, the lot of them. I didn't expect the supernatural twist.
Yeah.
Didn't really like it, in all honesty.
Didn't you?
Well, because...
I did.
In a way I did. I thought it was executed very well. Because it could have been a paranormal activity kind of scenario at the end.
Yeah.
Or just because it's a bog standard with summoning a demon at the end, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a cult and they all take their clothes off and stand around and be creepy.
She isn't gone.
I thought it was more interesting if it was like a descent into madness with mental illness. Because, to me, that's more scary, because that could happen. People don't summon demons, do they?
You never know.
Well, you know, can you see what I'm getting at?
You never know. For me, I thought, it was fitting for it to finish that way, and, everything that's happened previous to that, like Peter going through all this, experiences, like him at school, smashing the bed off the table like you see in the trailer.
That was weird though.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't really understand that either.
And the sort of the hand up and the
I didn't understand that.
He's just been possessed, isn't he? Because they want his body.
Yes, I know they want his body to summon this demon guy, but I didn't really like any of that.
I can't remember the demon's name either.
Potty Putu or whatever his name is.
That's the one.
It begins with a P. It's not the devil. Why not just have the devil?
Yeah.
Why would you want a devil's minion?
Don't start this. When you start doing this, it breaks the film down. It's like...
I know, yeah.
By the end of the review, we'll be like, shh, balls.
No, it's great. I'm just... My humble opinion, I went into the film thinking it was them going crazy, and up to about 3/4, it was them going crazy. I think, you know what it was? There was, like, one line in the film. It was like the exhibition book, and she gets it out, and she turns the pages, and she sees the grandma, and they're all like celebrating death.
Yeah.
And then she turns the next page, and it's like, we're trying to summon a demon. I was like, oh, so this is what it is then.
What else?
The ending, naked people all over the place. That was creepy. That is creepy, innit? Just off centre, in the background, blink and you'll miss it, but they're there. creepy.
The whole sort of...
I love stuff like that, though. No, I mean, it's effective for what it is.
Yeah. The whole sort of last few scenes were just ridiculous for me.
It
started from when it had a close-up of Peter, and I didn't see it for the first...
Yeah, I nudged you, didn't
3 or 4 seconds, and it was... There was a spirit in the corner.
Yeah.
Was it?
No, it's
was
the
it
mom.
Yeah, it was the mom in the corner. And then she floats off.
That was a bit weird. I didn't like the floating. This is what I mean. It kind of fell on its arse for me when it got supernatural and she started floating about the place. I'd much prefer if she was just trying to kill him within the realms of normality, like, say, The Shining, Jack Nicholson. Because I think it's terrifying enough if you woke up and your mom was sprinting at you, screaming, trying to kill you. That's scary enough. She doesn't need to have to fly.
Mom? I don't like this. Dad, I don't like this.
What's happening? Peter!
Like, you know, you go from not really a fat lot happening to the mum floating about 10 foot in the air, cutting her own head off.
That's
That's
I didn't get it.
because her head didn't come off.
It did eventually.
Yeah, but she floated into the treehouse.
Yeah, without a head.
Why?
I have a feeling something to do with the thingy required 3 generations of women to have their head. Why was the granny's head cut off? Why did the mum cut her head off and then the daughter had her head cut off as well? I think it was there was 3 people had to be beheaded for some reason. It didn't explain it, but that is not 15.
That's
When she's literally garrotting herself
Yeah.
to behead herself.
yeah, it's horrible.
And there's a lot of blood. That's not a 15.
It's horrible.
That's horrendous.
And you know, like I say, you go from sort of nothing happening to that, and her smashing her head off the attic door.
That's horrendous. as well,
Upside
yeah.
down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, can we wrap it up now? Because I've got to go home.
It's creepy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's happening? Make it stop! Make it stop!
Right, a few nitpicks.
Oh no.
I thought there was going to be more to do with the miniatures.
Miniatures.
Yeah. Because apart from her building them,
Oh, you mean
the
The
miniature
models,
models,
yeah.
apart from her building them as her way of kind of dealing with grief somehow in a weird way, like reconstructing the crime where her daughter had her head knocked off, bit strange,
bit
love.
weird, yeah.
And the dad, I like the way the dad freaks out about that. He's like, this is too far.
You've had enough now.
But nothing ever comes of it. I thought maybe if you're going down the spiritual route, you might do some voodoo shit.
You had the mum with the big titty.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird.
But that's the grandma being a weirdo, being a devil worshipper. Because I think that's part of the ritual. But what I mean is, they didn't really play a part in the story.
No,
You
I
could
was
take-
expecting a lot more.
Well, you could take all the miniatures out, same story.
It's just
Apart from
give
some-
her something to do in the day.
Yeah, and apart from some interesting, like, scene transitions where it'd be a miniature and then
Yeah.
not a miniature.
Yeah.
Um,
At the very first, when he walks into the door.
yeah. And it's a bit confusing, like you say.
Hang on. Are you still on miniatures, or is this your other nitpick?
No, my other nitpick is
Oh, okay.
it's a bit confusing.
It is a bit confusing, but I mean, I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. But I got it.
No, I get it.
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
I just, there are a few loopholes, and if you pick at them, it might start to fall
Fall
apart
apart.
at the seams. But I'm not going to, because I enjoyed the rest of the film. That's it.
I
They're
thought it
my
was
only
brilliant.
negatives.
Yeah. It kept me on the toes.
Oh, and it sags a bit in the middle.
Yeah.
It's a bit too long. The in
My
between,
watch thought I was asleep
yeah.
for some reason.
Well, in between her getting her head knocked off and them kind of figuring it out, there's a lot of screaming.
How we're going to deal with this grief.
There's a lot of crying and a lot of
Yeah.
yeah, bit too
Which you
long.
understand, because her mum's just lost her mum and then her daughter.
Yeah, great
But
acting.
I know what you mean.
Just a bit, just trim them scenes, tiny bit.
I just don't want to put any more stress on my family.
So, Jack, is Hereditary worth a watch?
One of the best films I've seen this year, I'd say.
Is it really?
Definitely, yeah. Go and watch
It actually is, yeah. I would say. Yeah, go watch it. But watch it. Don't take anyone who's going to scream a lot. Because that'll ruin it.
So go on your own if you have to.
Yeah, I might.
Oh,
I'll do.
hang on.
That'll do.
What about me? Don't pack it in.
Don't bag it in.
We hope you enjoyed this review as much as we enjoyed the film. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. You can find us on Twitter, iThoughts on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram, AverageThoughtsgram. Just type us in Google, you'll find us somewhere, just like that. To see more film reviews, make sure you click here. To see some gameplay videos, make sure you click here. And to see some game reviews, make sure you click on my face. Hello? Right.